CB10 Economic Development Committee meeting this season. We have a lot to start tonight. I am going to first introduce my vice chair, my co-chair, John Lynch.
I'm not getting this on.
But we're going to start with the presentation from New York City Department of Small Business Services, Director of Customized Training, Ms. Kimberly Lavigne-Hinkley, and she is going to give us her presentation. The equipment works properly.
First, we'll turn it on.
Yes.
Do we need the lights on?
It might be easier to see this right now when the screen comes up.
Does everything have to be done?
Very good.
Turn it on. Thank you. Sorry for not giving you a proper introduction.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Would you like to talk a little bit about what you do?
So hi, again, my name is Kimberly Lavigne-Hinkley. I'm the Director of the Customized Training Program at the Department of Small Business Services. Thank you again for the invitation to come and present tonight. I'm going to speak mainly about the Customized Training Program and then touch a little bit on the on-the-job training program, which is another grant opportunity for small businesses that is better suited for very small businesses. So we'll start with the Customized Training Program. We'll go through the agenda. The first is, can everyone see okay?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll start with the business benefits of training, customized training overview, how we help through the process of applying to our program, and eligibility and then reimbursable costs, which is usually everyone's favorite topic. Here, I can. Great. All right, so take a look at the following list and think about different ways that these may or may not be able to affect your bottom line. For those of you in here who are small business owners, would any of these actually affect your bottom line? Yeah. Great. So what we like to do with customized training is really help businesses better understand how training their staff can provide a return on investment. So our program provides funding to small business owners to allow them to invest in their staff. With this funding, business owners are able to afford training programs that have an effect on their bottom line. So we connect staff training to better productivity and efficiency, expanded managerial capacity, better employee retention, less turnover, adapting to trends, changes in demand and technology, gaining a competitive edge, and lastly, increasing market share by attaining industry certifications. So, what's really great about customized training is that we don't actually tell you what to train on. You as a small business owner tell us what you're in need of, because we're not experts in every single training program out there. As a small business owner, you best know your sector and your staff. You understand how your staff learns, what skills your staff needs to gain. Then you tell us through an application process. So why do we exist? Since this doesn't work, I'm going to go ahead and put it down. We exist to help businesses become more profitable through the investment in training. And on the other hand, of course, there's a return on investment for us as well. What is that return on investment? We are looking for small business owners to invest in their staff to help employees become more highly skilled. And when employees become more highly skilled, they become more valuable to business owners. With an increase in value, there's typically an increase in wages. And what we have is a double bottom line. Businesses become more profitable, employees become more highly skilled, and with employees receive better wages. So where do we work? In every sector that you can possibly imagine. We have worked with manufacturing and educational assistance, transportation, wholesale trade, accommodations and food service, construction, healthcare and social assistance, you name it, we have worked with the business in your sector. What is our job? Our job is to best advocate for your business when applying to our program. So we get to know each business that applies to the program very, very well. We also get to know the sector very well. We get to know the training very well and the training providers to better understand how your business will become more profitable and how your employees will become more highly skilled. We work in all 5 boroughs. Any questions so far? Okay. So how much do we cover of this training? We cover up to 70% of the cost of a business's training program that they propose to us. Where do we usually invest in training? We usually invest with businesses that are looking to adopt new technology or new equipment, that are looking to launch a new product or service, enter into a new market area, update obsolete processes, and promote employees into harder to fill positions or higher level positions. Why do we invest in these areas? These areas typically have the very best return on investment for businesses. Our award minimum is $10,000 and our award maximum is $400,000. So how do we help? We have a website, which is actually going to be reformatted, hopefully within the next month. That is my goal before this one arrives. So we are going to it'll be a little bit more user-friendly, easier to read, more streamlined information. Right now it is a lot of text. And so when you go to the website right now, you'll see a lot of text, and hidden in that text is our pre-application. And to apply to our program, the first step is to fill out the pre-application. It's an online form, it takes 5 minutes. It is very quick and asks basic information, like what is your business name, address, what's your training need, how many employees do you have? We have a pre-application because what we try to do is make sure that businesses aren't going to waste their time with us. We want you to fill out the pre-application. If you're eligible for the program, it will tell you immediately. If you're eligible, then we'll send to you the second step of the application. If you're not eligible, it will let you know, and then we will then email you and let you know why your business wasn't eligible if it was not immediately evident. And then if it's something that you can change, we'll let you know. If it's not something that you can change, we'll direct you to other services that are provided through the Embassy Business Solution Centers that may help your business. Our account manager will reach out and send the second step of the application if you are eligible. And that is a Excel spreadsheet. And it really helps lay out the training plan for the businesses and the budget for the businesses and your proposal. So, what's the process like? The first step is the application online. The second step is, if you're eligible, we'll set up an exploratory call with you to talk a little bit more about your business, understand a little bit more about your training needs, talk through the customized training application, and if you would like us to, we come out to your business site and we have an application development session where we walk you through the application and answer questions in person if you have any. And then lastly, our award decisions are made every 2 to 2.5 months. We have a board of directors who makes our award decisions, and we have the schedule up on our website online. There's application dates that are deadlines, and then we have them connected to the actual award approval dates. So when you're filling out the application, you understand, okay, so this is when I expect to apply. This is when I expect to know that I will either be approved or not approved, so you can better schedule your training program. So, am I eligible? These are important. So, the first is that businesses must train at least 10 employees. If your business is on the small side, you do not have 10 employees to train, you can partner with another business that has a similar training need and submit a consortium application. The largest, or the most businesses that can be on a consortium application is 2 right now. So that would mean each would need, or the 2 businesses would need to train 10 people total. Yes?
Do you
get involved in matching businesses? If I come to you with 5 employees and I don't know anyone else in the business, do you match me with someone else who might?
We don't actually match businesses together. The reason that we do that is because the businesses, if 2 businesses are applying, which we actually have 2 technology businesses applying to our program right now, they work together to figure out who's going to be the lead applicant, and that person is taking on the most responsibility. They're the one scheduling the training, they're the one probably doing the most work on the application, they're the one in communication with us on a regular basis. And so we let businesses together decide who that's going to be. It's a little bit of a conflict of interest for us to then interfere with that, and it makes it easier down the road when the businesses are submitting documentation for reimbursement. Any other questions so far? Okay. Business owners are sadly not eligible trainees. Obviously, business owners can participate in training. We just cannot reimburse on a business owner's wages while they're participating in training. That is actually a conflict of interest for us. The worksite location must be in one of New York City's 5 boroughs. Businesses must commit to post-training wage gains and full-time employment. So this is usually the one item businesses have the most questions about, post-training wage increases. So that is a return on investment for SBS. We help you better understand what your return on investment is, so then you can take that return on investment, figure out what percentage is feasible for you to pass on to your employees as wage increases, because they're the ones who then helped you get to that point where you are more profitable. Are there questions about wage increases? Yes?
How do you enforce that?
Great question. So if a business is awarded, we collect pre-training payroll, and we also collect post-training payroll upon completion of the project. When we contract with businesses, we give them 1 year to start and complete training. We collect, we collect post-training payroll 6 months after training is complete. So that's a little bit of a cushion for businesses to sort of begin to see what the return is going to look like for them. We do not require businesses to give wage increases immediately. Another important note is we allow for new hires and we allow for incumbent employees to be listed on the application. And we only ask business owners to project wage increases for their currently employed staff. It would be a significant burden for a business to take on a new hire, train them, and then have to give them a wage increase immediately. So a new hire for us is also part of the return. Yes?
With commission, how does that work? In other words, you're not paying salary, everyone's working on commission.
Oh, so part of the trainee eligibility requirements is that they're W-2 employees, not independent contractors.
So then that, well,
They have to be paid either an hourly wage part-time, an hourly wage full-time, or a salary.
correct, they get minimum.
So the
salary.
base pay, and then on top of the base pay, they have commission. Okay, so we actually only look at the base rate. We don't look at commission. So commission is something often that sales folks earn. And so what we do is when we collect payroll, you see the base pay, and then you see the commission on top of that. We are only looking for a wage increase associated with the base pay. But that's a great question because that comes up very frequently. Any other questions?
Thank you.
And so last eligibility requirement for businesses is that they must have revenues in the previous year. Why? Because we're not great with startups. It's very difficult to have businesses understand what return on investment looks like when there's no baseline to measure it against. Keep going. So are my employees eligible? We cover training for employees who make under $71,919 a year, which is $34.57 an hour. So that's for us, it's a pretty wide range of individuals. We want to make sure that we work with people who are in entry-level positions, and we can work with people who are in managerial level positions and everything in between. We want to help, especially employees who are maybe in the middle, move up into managerial positions, especially if a business is going to provide them with some type of managerial training. Next, employees must work an average of at least 30 hours a week after training. And they do not have to do that before training begins. So employees can be part-time initially, and then after the contract ends and then we collect payroll, they must be full-time at that point. And full-time for us is 30 hours a week. Trainees must be over 18 years old and receive a W-2 with the employer at the end of training. Questions on eligibility? Okay. So everyone's favorite topic, what costs are covered? So because we are a government-based grant program, we are reimbursement-based. What does that mean? That means you submit costs to us. If you're given an award, we will reimburse you on 70% of those costs. So what do we cover? We cover tuition and any other course fees that apply. We also cover a cost of books, manuals, training-related materials, the cost of a business creating a curriculum, the cost of an external training provider creating a curriculum. We cover the cost of internal training if you have someone on your staff that you need to train other employees that may or may not, that may be a specialist in a certain training area. We cover the cost for an external training facility. And then this is the icing on the cake, trainee wages for the hours spent in training. Because of course, when a person is pulled off of production that costs a business money, we want to recognize that fact, and we do reimburse for training wages. Questions on reimbursable costs? Yes?
Could the business owner, the trainer?
Be the trainer? So yes, the business owner can be a trainer. We end up paying for the wages for the individuals who are being trained, not the business owner's salary while they're training. If you have a staff person who is training other staff, we will pay for both that person's salary and the training wages while they're in
But
training.
not the business
And not the business owner's
Okay.
salary. Yes. Other questions? You guys are a quiet group tonight. Maybe it's the rain.
You're explaining everything so well.
Oh, well, thank you. All right, so what costs are not covered? Sadly, because we have two funding streams, one through the federal government and one through the city, we are pretty restricted at what we can cover and what we cannot cover. The things we cannot cover, sadly, we cannot help you purchase equipment, although in some cases I wish we could. A lot of businesses come to us and ask, oh, can you help cover the cost of this piece of equipment or this piece? Sadly, no, but we can help you train on that equipment and cover the cost for a vendor to come in and train on that piece of equipment or software. We cannot cover the cost to renovate any facilities or cover fringe benefits, travel expenses, uniforms, or costs related to hiring temporary workers to perform the duties of employees that are then out in training. To go back to travel expenses really quickly, that does not limit a business to having training provided in New York City. We work with a number of businesses that ask for training programs in other states, and we just cannot pay for the flight or hotel costs, but we will cover the cost of training in other states. Actually, even in other countries, we had a business send a staff member over to Germany. So, if you need more information, I have business cards.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, great. I think maybe they went around. And we have flyers for the customized training program. They look like this, and I think that they also went around. Lastly, I also passed around a flyer that looks like this. This is a separate training program that we offer at SBS. Also a grant program run by my colleague Michelle Cador, and it's on-the-job training. This program is better fit for smaller businesses, and what this program does is it helps businesses recruit new hires, and then it subsidizes their wages for training those new hires for the first 280 hours or 3 months on the job. There are certain training eligibility requirements which are listed on the back, though they recently expanded them. Some of them include hiring someone who's been long-term unemployed, who's been displaced by Hurricane Sandy, or is a recent school graduate. So this is how it was recently expanded and includes a number of new individuals that are recent graduates. So if you find someone that you're looking to hire that's a recent graduate, or if you're looking to hire someone and you need help finding them, you can work with our Workforce One centers, and they will help you recruit for these individuals, and then we help you train them. You develop the program, of course. On the job means that that person is just often shadowing a manager or someone within your business. And again, we cover the first 280 hours, 70% of that person's wages for the first 280 hours or 3 months.
And what's the qualifications when you say that the business is small? What's the business qualification in terms of size and
There-
type of business?
Great question. For on-the-job training, there is not a size restriction, and they work with all sectors as well. Customized training has the size restriction, only because we have a minimum number of trainees that must be on an application. Customized training, the program is typically much longer. So we contract with businesses for normally for a year, and we create a longer relationship with the business. With on-the-job training, there's typically one reimbursement happens at the end of the training for that individual, which again can last up to 3 months, but often is a shorter time period.
And can it be, so I didn't hear a size in terms of, is there a number of employees that's required?
No.
Was it 10?
For on-the-job training,
For this
yeah,
one.
for
No, but I'm saying
customers.
for this one,
So
there's
yeah,
there's
no, this can be,
particular
you're
size.
looking to hire one person.
Right.
Yes, yeah, so this is
Okay.
why this is sometimes better fit for smaller businesses. I wanted to bring a second option this evening, just in case some of the businesses
And then
here are smaller.
the other quick question is there a length of time that the business has to be in existence?
For on-the-job training, no. For customized training, for on-the-job training, it's a year, and for customized training, we ask for 1 year. And again, for customized, the reason is we want to help businesses better understand return on investment and establish a business plan and a business vision. And it's a little bit difficult when there's not a baseline to measure that against. And then, yes, for on-the-job training, it's also 1 year. More questions?
Questions from the community?
Great, so feel free to take one of my business cards. If you have questions about either program, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer any additional questions or point you in the direction of applying to the program. Or if you're interested in on-the-job training, you're welcome to contact me as well, and I can put you in touch with the person who runs the on-the-job training program. And
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you all so much.
Excellent. Thank you again.
Of course.
Well, I am other than highlighted here. Shut that one. I am very happy to hear about this program. So I think it really addresses a need that exists for small businesses being able to have the wherewithal to get the training that's needed for their employees. So I hope that you are very busy.
Oh, I am definitely, and my staff is also very busy. We love learning about all the different businesses in New York City and the different sectors and challenges that business owners face. We're also happy to just talk to you about different challenges that you're facing and help you think about training solutions as well.
Good. On that note, I think we're going to segue over into the district needs statement. And I sent you all an email with the documents. The district needs statement ended up just updating it to reflect the idea of having a sister city. That is a program that has had a lot of success in the past. And I thought about the possibilities given the various populations that are here in Harlem, some of the existing, some of the new populations, and how we might be able to leverage that into a sister city relationship. And so I thought about Little Seneca. And so I sent you the article for CNN about the Senegalese population. And I also thought about the fact that their consulate is on 125th Street. And so, yes, in our district. Just
And we have a board member who's the past president of the Senegalese Association of America.
yes. So
Can you describe the concept that you have of the sister city in terms of what that means
sure.
precisely with it? So,
Yeah, and again, that's why I sent the member benefits and all this stuff. I saw a way to leverage the population that we have here in terms of economic relationships and also in terms of cultural relationships. Because I think that we have sometimes neighbors that we don't really interact with that much. And it's not for any particular reason, but a way to bridge that gap is by having a relationship with sister cities that they would be very familiar with. So for both those reasons, economic and cultural, I thought that might be a way to not force people, but allow people the opportunity to come together for a common cause.
so just for everyone else, the map have gotten what we got in terms of sister cities as an actual organization, not a co-city somewhere else.
Yes, there's a lot of exchange that takes place. It's not just arts, it's not just economic, there are other and the relationship is as unique as the individual cities that are involved. So,
Now, I mean, would this be, would this be the city of Harlem being a member, or Central Harlem, the district of?
it would be
Newport
the
Zen?
village of
The
Harlem.
entire city of New York?
Be the village of. Well, I checked for Manhattan to see.
Check the mayor?
Well, I didn't ask the mayor, but it checked to see, what other boroughs have existing sister city relationships. Brooklyn currently has one with a city in China. And you can go on the Sister Cities International website and see what relationships exist. But curiously enough, Manhattan did not have one. So
How long have they been around?
You're talking
since
about,
1956.
you're talking about a sister city relationship between a district within a borough and another city, is that correct?
What obviously we can't speak for the entire borough of Manhattan or New York City, but perhaps we can start the conversation and see where it will be. And as a northern part of Manhattan, if we can have a relationship with, let's say, Dakar, another
And also Staten Island has the largest number of librarians
So-
on the planet,
Right.
next to the country of Liberia.
Yeah, and this is nothing that has been fully developed and prepared for. It's just the start of the conversation. And, so that's where I'm bringing you all in, because I thought it might be good to just sort of talk about the possibilities. And, talk about the need. Is there a need? Would this allow this community to get more in tune with its separate parts? Because I would not want to pursue I would not want to waste the board's time and the committee's time in pursuing something that would not have a definitive goal.
So what specifically, I mean, I think it's wonderful, I mean, based on everything that we hear. I mean, obviously, there's a long history that they've had working with various organizations, but I guess the question I would have is what would be your specific objective? Because even within the relationship, you'd want to have clear goals of what, because there's so much
Yes.
that you can do and so many places that you could potentially prioritize. So what would you be thinking?
Well, I gave examples. If you look on the
Yeah.
latter part of that, you'll see some examples of what some cities have done some tremendous work in different ways. I thought we have a population here that's vibrant and exists, and the relationship could improve because I think they're rather insular, or maybe it's a larger Harlem community that's insular. But this might be a way to bridge that gap.
But I think even within that, because it's a natural, obviously, but even within that, the question is what specifically would be the objective? Is it that, you know, you have a specific objective? I mean, I think open-ended leads to too much. It's too great.
That's why I brought it to
Right, no, that's why you're
to you all, because my idea is rather sort of open-ended, other than what I've already stated, that I think that it's an opportunity. I think it's a way to leverage what already exists right here, and I think it's a way to bring the community closer.
Yeah, we have, I mean, on 116th, it's known as Little
Yeah.
Senegal. That section right there. And the African influence of Harlem are everywhere. I mean, you have right outside of the Adam Clayton Powell building, you can go there any given, summer night and see the African dancers and the drummers. And there's a lot of influence around here. There's a lot of businesses owned by Senegals. And the influences are everywhere. I guess the question is, like, what do we really want to hone in on? Because we do have some cultural aspects of it. We have the economic aspects of it. Do we want to see more